All right, hey, what's up, everybody? I had a cool question from a student. He sent me an article. He asked me this question. The article is titled, Things That Students Do That You Hate. The article was interesting, and the question he asked was, what are the things that students do that I hate as a coach? So I threw a list together. These are my 5 biggest pet peeves that students do. So number one, make excuses. Number one thing that drives me crazy more than anything else is students that constantly make excuses. Problem is that we all do it. Everybody does it when they first start out. And the world we live in today, people accept a lot of excuses from each other and they accept them from themselves. One of the biggest challenges that you have early on is to get people to stop making excuses. My cardio sucks. It's so important to me. We have a sign letting everybody know that we don't care. I don't have time to train. I can't afford jiu-jitsu. This is too hard. I'm too short, too tall, etc., etc. There's a million excuses. None of them matter. Figure it out. There's a way to do it. One of my favorite sayings here at the gym is the only thing the student has to bring is effort. We provide everything else. We can get you a gi. We have the gym, we have the teammates, we have the knowledge, we have everything else is available. You just bring the effort, leave the excuses at home, and we'll help you out. Number 2, being super aggressive. This can go both ways. We like to train hard, we like to roll hard. You have to train hard at some point. You can't be completely passive. You can't only drill and ever get that good. When guys are training for competitions, they have to train hard, nearly or at full speed. It's also what makes jiu-jitsu effective is that it's real. That being said, a couple of things. One, new people. 90% of injuries in jiu-jitsu caused by uncontrolled falling body weight that happens for a variety of reasons. So when you're super aggressive and you're out of control and you haven't learned how to do the movements and how to control yourself yet, being super aggressive leads to injuries, for one. Next on that is it depends who you're being super aggressive with. If it's you and another experienced guy, he's cool with it, you're cool with it, you're training, you're doing it for a purpose, completely cool, go as hard as you want. If you're brand new and you're training with somebody who's trying to help you and you're just going crazy and spazzing the whole time, it's going to cause a problem. Also, especially when you're training with somebody who's smaller than you are, they're a female and you're a male, or they're old and you're young, you're in your prime and they're 50 and you're being out of control only because you can, because you're physically outmatching them, that's a problem, because we don't train bullies here. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're a bully, but you got some of the red flags, right? So next, number 3, trying stupid moves. The YouTube special move of the day. I know what I teach here. So we teach fundamentally sound, effective jiu-jitsu. I know that you learned that by randomly watching videos. I also know that you haven't drilled it because we didn't drill it here, and you're probably not doing it right. So when you try random stuff that you learned off of a video, that's not going to be effective, it's not a good way to train, and it could be dangerous. Last on that, dirty moves. That really opens up a can of worms. What is a dirty move? Okay, so you'll have, it depends gym to gym, depends instructor to instructor, and it can depend person to person. Like, I don't think wrist locks are dirty, but some people do. I don't think leg locks are dirty, but some people do. It just depends. So we have certain things that are banned here, things that we have banned. We don't do neck cranks, like can opener style neck cranks. We don't do them. Several reasons. One, I don't teach them, which means people haven't trained them, so they're not safe. Next is they're not effective. The person has any idea what they're doing, they're not effective. So the only way to make them effective is do them to somebody who doesn't know how to defend them without telling that person how to get out of them, which kind of goes back to being super aggressive goes back to number 2. Bullying somebody with a move they don't know how to defend. So we don't do neck breaks. Also, I had a pretty serious neck injury a few years ago, and I almost had to stop training over. I had to have surgery over it. And we had some new guys that were all just neck cranking everybody, including me, even though I told them, hey, I got a bunch of disc problems, don't do that. And they were still doing it, so we just got rid of them because they were dumb. Jumping moves, jumping, flying moves, jumping the guard, jumping arm bars, jumping whatever, flying somersault, unicorn arm bar, right? We don't do that here because it's dumb, uncontrolled falling body weight, get hurt. Leg locks until blue belt. Okay, so once you're a blue belt, all the leg locks you want. I don't care what you do once you're after that. But until then, due to the fact that you're probably still out of control, we don't train them yet. So that's what we do. Sporadic elbows, feet, knees, fists, whatever to the face, eye gouge, bend fingers, all the stuff that's illegal. Randomly doing stupid stuff or whatever it is. When new people come in, they don't know what to do, so they got to do something. So they grind their elbows into your leg. No matter how many times you tell them to stop, they do it, right? Or they're bending your fingers back. So if you don't know, like 2 fingers is okay, 3 is better, 4 is good, 1 is definitely not good, and 2 directly back is not good. Any back, like I don't know why people do that, but they do it all the time. So small joint manipulation is illegal for a reason because it doesn't work and it's dangerous. But elbows to the eye, being out of control, taking someone's gi and intentionally burning their face with it, etc. Just like generally being a dick, that pisses everybody off and people get tired of it. My thing with that is like, that's cool if you want to train like that. Like if you want to throw elbows, knees, etc. We have an MMA class. Like go to the MMA class and then you can spar that way. But it's like super frustrating when like you have a gentleman's agreement to roll with somebody, you shake hands, slap, fist bump, right? That's a gentleman's agreement. They're going to roll under a certain rule set, and then you break all the rules. That's not cool. Number 4, teaching during class. All right, so this one gets really gray area, but it's really pretty straightforward. Okay, so if you didn't know, I don't care where you train at, people come to a certain gym to train. They pay the instructor to train, right? They're paying a fee to learn knowledge from the instructor. That's how it starts. And then you get on the team and you get buddies and you really just keep coming there. One for the instructor, but also for the team, like to be a part of the team and roll with the guys, right? The guys and girls that train there. So, but they're paying to learn from the instructor. It's the instructor's class. The instructor put his time in and he has the knowledge and he's teaching a certain way for a reason. So let the instructor teach. If you have a question, defer to the instructor when he's available. But, right, we have a saying that I stole from John Jock, which is if you roll with a new guy, your job's not to smash him, it's to teach him something when he's brand new, right? Help him. Don't just roll him up the whole time. So like, doesn't that contradict each other? Kind of. But we all know the kind of the limitations, right? So what that means, what irritates me is whenever you show something one way and then you see a guy that's showing somebody something different on the side, you are contradicting the instructor in the middle of class. That's irritating, right? Also is if you roll during free rolling, you're going to help people, but you can't just teach them the whole roll. They have to roll. Just let them roll and let them lose. Your first 3 to 6 months, you're going to lose like every roll. That's just the way it is. The faster you learn, that's just the way it is, and keep losing and roll, you'll learn more through the process of rolling. We can't just talk about jiu-jitsu for 2 hours. You're going to get better at it. So stop, teach less. Help them, give them tips, etc. But don't take the class over and don't have your own personal class on the side. Number 5, the last one, maybe the worst, students that don't respect boundaries. This has nothing to do with rolling a lot of the times. But I feel like this is getting worse. I don't know. To me it is. But so respecting boundaries to your instructor, right? half this class, maybe all of them, they could. If they don't, they could. They have my personal phone number, right? So you got to respect that, right? You have to know, like, you shouldn't be calling your coach at 10:30 at night to ask him about jiu-jitsu. He has his own life. He's got a family. He's got another job, etc. You can't just blow him up all the time. The other part of that is, like, just at the gym, right? The coach's office is the coach's office. You don't just barge into somebody's office. This is my place of business. I'm here in the middle of the day now, working, making videos, recruiting new students, talking to new people, paying bills, just like everybody else. This is my job. So you got to respect their office. Don't come in their office and leave your stuff in here and leave stuff around. And the gym too. This is my business. This is my company, right? And so don't leave your water bottles laying around. Don't leave your gis laying around all over the place. Don't leave your sweaty stuff behind. If you went to work and you did that, you get in trouble, right? If you went to Starbucks down the street and then just left your trash all over the floor, you pick up for yourself when you leave, right? So pick up for yourself after the gym. Understand that this gym means a lot to a lot of people. It took a lot of work to build it. It costs a lot of money, huge investment to start it. So help take care of it. Don't trash it, and respect that there's people working here. Don't interrupt class. Don't be rude to people by coming into their office and just barging in and doing whatever. And then if you know them on a personal level or you have their personal number, like, use the gym number for gym business. Don't text people at 10:30 at night on their personal number when they're with their family trying to buy a rash guard, right? That's not appropriate. You wouldn't text the manager of Starbucks trying to get coffee specials for the next morning. You would go to the store and buy it. So just because it's a small business doesn't mean it's regular business. And just because I'm your jiu-jitsu coach doesn't mean that I don't have my own life. And respect those boundaries with people, right? That's it. That's my 5 biggest pet peeves. Hope it was cool. I thought it was a cool question. I've never had anybody ask me that. I've talked about it with people, but never had a student directly ask me. So there it is. I thought it was cool. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.